Hey guys, the section of violence here. Yeah, so we got a great fight for you guys, or a great fight night. Um, Not much to say about the card is, it's a decent card. But yeah, let's get right into it. We got Victoria Leonardo versus Kong Wang. Kong Wang is uh she's a prospect. I want to say she's gonna be like a future contender. She's 32. She's gotta go now. She beat Valentina Shevchenko. That's her claim to fame in a kickboxing match. She dominated uh in her road to UFC fight. So I do think she has a finishing upside here. Um, the experience obviously goes to Victoria Leonardo. She has a few good wins. Um, Not good wins, but decent wins. Mandy Bohm, Chelsea Hackett. The problem with her is she's very hittable and she gets finished. Natalia Silva, no, shame there. She's a very, very talented girl herself. But Manafuro as well, not a great. Um, sorry, Melissa Gatto, not a great loss. Even though when she did break her arm, she's broke her arm twice. Um, Manon Furo and Natalia Silva obviously can be excused, but I just don't like Aaron Blanchfield head kick KOing you. Um, Honestly, I just see her getting either TKO'd or just picked apart for 3 rounds. I don't think Victoria Leonardo is on the level of Kong Wang. Obviously, she's been around longer, so she has more experience, but I just don't think it's going to be enough for Kong Wang. I think Kong Wang's going to be riding in confidence, and I think she's going to come in looking for a finish, make a statement. She doesn't have a long time in the sport. I think she's going to come in and make some noise. So I'm going to go with Kong Wang here. I got the opener at plus 120, or I got plus 165 a little bit, and then I got plus 120 pretty big. And then I cashed out for pretty much like a 4 unit profit. Kong Wang is probably gonna win the fight, but I don't want to play around with the fight getting canceled somehow. I don't know. Victoria Leonardo is not very active on social media, so it's hard to you know just know what she's doing, how she's doing. Um, Hopefully the fight takes place, but it would be funny if the fight got canceled. Yeah, Kong Wang, I think wins this fight with ease. Not much to say here. Moving on, we have Zygimantas Ramaska versus Nathan Fletcher. Nathan Fletcher is an interesting fighter. He's very technical on the feet, but he's got an interesting chin. His chin is kind of suspect. He's got good grappling, good jiu-jitsu. Um, I feel like he's got the much better grappling than Ramaska, but on the feet, I would have to give Ramaska the edge. Um, this is a tricky one because honestly, on the feet, it's striker versus grappler. Not much to overthink here, but he got beat by Bilbert Tumanov. No shame there. Tumanov's a beast. You know, he's experienced. So I do think this is a 50-50 fight. I think Ramaska is probably the guy that I would pick to win. Or not pick to win, sorry. The guy that I would bet on. But to pick who I think is going to win, I think Fletcher's going to just outgrind him to a decision win. Um, Potentially finding a submission, but well, I don't think so. Interesting fight. I'm gonna side with Nathan Fletcher, but I could easily see Ramasko winning this. The problem with Nathan Fletcher is his chin, and his wrestling isn't that great. Um, he trains with Paddy Pimblett. Uh, he's a next gen fighter. I would, you know, I would probably think that he would get good training over there with guys like Luke Riley. Um, but I don't know. Interesting fight. I'm gonna lean Fletcher, but honestly, this is a coin flip, and it could go either way. So be prepared for this one, and yeah, I gotta go with Ramaska here. Sorry, not Ramaska, Fletcher here, and I think he wins this fight by decision. Moving on, we have Josiane Nunes versus Jacqueline Cavalcanti. Cavalcanti is probably the more technical fighter, but in women's MMA, sometimes it doesn't matter because she's facing a very physical, heavy-handed Josiane Nunes. I think Josiane Nunes can cause Cavalcanti some problems, being physical, landing bigger shots. It just depends if Cavalcanti's volume, trumps, the power of Nunes. I think Cavalcanti wins just off of volume and being more technical. She's shown more promise in the UFC. I don't like a loss to Chelsea Chandler. I really don't. I think Chandler is a scrapper, but that's about it. She's a bum. Not a bum, but she's not at the level that Jacqueline Cavalcanti is, in my opinion. I think Cavalcanti is much more skilled. Um, but I just feel like Chandler can't. It's hard to get bully. It's hard to bully Chandler, and Nunes kind of real better match for bullying. So I gotta go with Cavalcanti here because I don't think the bullying will be a factor. I think she'll be using good footwork and angling off, finding her shots, picking Nunes apart. But honestly, I have no interest in playing this. This is women's MMA. Could go on either way, and yeah, I have no interest in here. No interest in betting this fight. But if I were to bet this fight, it would be on Cavalcanti. I think she has more promise, like I said, and yeah. Sorry, guys, I'm holding in a burp. Moving on. Viacheslav Borshchev versus James Llontop. James Llontop. Okay, we have a fighter who shows low IQ on the ground in his last fight. Given Padilla's pretty good. I don't know. I wanna think that it was just a fluke, but I just don't know if I can trust him. And on the feet, he has a good chance of beating Borshchev. I think Borshchev, his chin is very sus. At chalk, I don't like Borshchev. Um, I would line Borshchev probably a negative 150 favorite. I think the value is on Lawn Top. Um, I'm not playing this fight. I think this is a very volatile fight. Someone's probably getting finished. I'm leading Borshchev, but I can also see this being a fight similar to Borshchev's fight to Nazim Sadikov, where both guys are getting hurt. But I don't know. Lon Top seems like a hard guy to rock, so I don't know. This is one of those fights where I'm not betting on it. This is a lot of this is probably the theme of the card. A lot of fights I'm not betting on. The only fights that I do want to bet on are way out of Cong Wang is now negative 1,000 and some negative 1,200 probably. Yeah, it's just the lines aren't great this card, so you got to make do with what you got. But yeah, I got Borshchev here. I think Borshchev's gonna pick his shots, and if he doesn't find the KO, I think he's just gonna pick his shots to a concisive decision. Could get choppy and go to a split, but I'm gonna go Borshchev. But yeah, not very confident, especially after his last showing, getting dropped by Chase Hooper. Very, very sus performance, if you ask me. But yeah, I gotta go with Slava Claus here. Moving on. Jose Medina taking on Zach Reese. Now this is another similar fight to the fight Lon Top versus Borshchev. So Jose Medina is similar to Lontop, is how they just kind of like zombie their way through and come forward and pressure and kind of make it ugly. I'd say Lontop is much more technical than Medina, but Medina, makes up for it with his heart and he gets up decently. He fought, in my opinion, a much more dangerous and well-rounded opponent in the Bahrainian fighter in Magomed Gadzhiyulov. He he made it like not competitive, but like he showed like a lot of promise against this guy, and this guy's much better than Zachary. So if Medina does not get subbed or finished in round one, I can see this being a very dicey fight. So value wise, I'm all over Medina. I think Medina is probably the side value wise, but Zach Reese is probably going to win the fight. Medina is, at the end of the day, an Uber driver from Bolivia. Like, well, what is there to like say about that? I think he is, not getting the right training. Who's he training with? I don't trust him to win this fight. That's why I have a small little play, but I do feel like this is a fight where Zach Reese, Fury FC, Bumlet can screw it up. And I'm not saying he's a bum, but compared to the better guys in the 185 division, he will. I feel like he will be, but you never know. These guys could as have shocked me before. Maybe he is really that legit. Makes quick work of Jose Medina, but I think this is going to be a upset. I think the odds are a little wide. Zach Reese is kind of unproven. He has like if you look at his record, who has he fought? Um, Julian Marquez, awful. Cody Brundage slammed, KO'd him. Eli Aronov, awful. Not awful, but fraudulent. Tommy Britton, awful. Aaron Phillips, not fraudulent, but bummy, Alaskan. Like, you have to look at his record. He hasn't beat anybody. Medina is kind of like his, not like first real test, but like better than the last few guys he's fought, or just as good, if not better. So, interested to see how this plays out. I got Zachary's here, but I definitely wouldn't play him at these odds. So be careful with this one. If you are going to play it, play the dog smaller pass. Anyways, moving on. We have Dennis Buzukja versus Francis Marshall. Francis Marshall, where have you been? I haven't seen Francis Marshall. Uh, we haven't seen Francis in over a year. We don't know what he has done to improve his game. He got absolutely demolished by the Bulgarian, but Bulgarian's a savage as far as on the ground goes. So it's hard to, truly take that too much out of that. I don't know how good he is. He KO'd Rojo, beat Matthews. He has some. I mean, both those guys aren't very good, but I think I think Francis Marshall's okay. He's serviceable, and he's coming off a layoff, so never good. I don't understand how he's the favorite. Dennis Bazooka should be the favorite, if you ask me, off recency bias alone. Um, yeah, he's fighting a guy who is primarily a wrestler, has heavy hands, but isn't too much of a threat. I think Bazooka is just going to be picking his shots well, and I feel like he can find a KO, if not win a competitive decision. I wouldn't play this fight. I feel like it's a very volatile fight. But if you were to play this fight, I feel like it's dog or pass. One trains with Aljo, Marab, and other guys that were at the Longo Serra clan. But you know, Bazooka just KO'd Connor Matthews. Like Marshall beat Matthews, but not like that. So definitely would, if I was gonna play this fight, I'd play Bazooka, but especially riding the momentum, not coming off a loss and a layoff. Um, but yeah, not playing this fight. too volatile, too many unknowns with Francis Marshall. So yeah, guys, be careful with this one. Moving on. We have Gerald Meerschaert versus Edmen Shahbazyan. So Shahbazyan looked really, really decent in his last outing. The problem with Shahbazyan is he quits on himself, but he showed a lot of heart in his last fight. So it's like, but it's against AJ Dobson. It's like I don't know what to think. I think Shahbazyan wins the fight, but he has shown nothing as of late to really say he beat someone at the level of Gerald Meerschaert. Meerschaert's a lot of things. He's chinny. I do think he gets chinned in this fight. Um, but the problem with Meerschaert is he's an ultra vet. He's a black belt, legit black belt, and he's got unorthodox, not unorthodox, but like underrated striking. He can be very, very dangerous. He can be a dog, and I think he can, win this fight. I am not playing this fight because Edmen, if he doesn't win it in the first round, this could get very hairy. Um, yeah, I gotta go with Edmen Shahbazyan. I feel like he is a more talented fighter. He's pretty sure he's much younger than Meerschaert. Meerschaert is 36 years old. Shahbazyan is, I feel like he's still 20 something, 26. Like, he's training with Strickland all the time. Like, he should win this fight, but I've seen crazier things, so gonna go with Edmen Shahbazyan by first round TKO, but like I said, I've seen crazier things. Don't count out GM3. This is not as linear, like not as easy of a fight to predict as people may predict. I may think maybe Edmen makes it look easy in round one, but if this fight gets extended, people will be sweating. I can almost assure that. Anyways, moving on. We have Neil Magny taking on Michael Morales. Michael Morales. Holy Morales, another guy. Where has he been? I don't remember the last time Morales fought. Um okay, so a little bit less than a year ago. Jake Matthews, a good guy. He beat a good fighter. And if you're gonna beat Jake Matthews, you're gonna dominate Neil Magny. It's kind of simple. Odds are a little unplayable. Would I play them? Probably. I'm probably gonna end up playing them just to get back what I lost with Magny in his last fight. Not gonna talk about that. That was, in my opinion, a fluke. Shit happens. Magny is not the better fighter than Malott. Malott just, gassed out. It is what it is. Chasing a finish. It is what it is. Michael Morales. I don't think is going to gas out. He has shown no signs of cardio issues. He is the much better fighter. Um, he's gonna throw calf kicks. Magny cannot deal with calf kicks. Um, I just think Morales is gonna chew Magny up on the feet. On the ground, I feel like he's better. The only problem with Magny is he could clinch fest him somehow, but I just don't think at his age he can do that anymore effectively, at least against guys at the level of Morales. Um, yeah, gotta go with Morales here. I think he wins this fight by either TKO or dominant decision 30-27. So, yeah, not much to say with this fight. Michael Morales is the much better fighter. It's just a matter of does he get clinch fested, hut, 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 all the way to a decision, or does he land the big shots and does he KO? Um, Magny's tough, so I don't know if he's gonna KO him, but I do see him dominating Magny. But yeah, we'll see. Moving on, we have Kaan Ofli versus Mairon Santos. Hard fight to call. I think this is a pick'ems, if you ask me. I train with Mairon. He is absolutely dangerous on the feet. heavy-handed, pretty good takedown defense, good chain wrestling defense. He trained at Extreme, cross trains, or full time right now, but he's from Brazil. This guy's an absolute stud. The only issue I worry with Mairon is Ofli is a really really good grappler. He has shown excellent takedowns and BJJ. I think the thing with Ofli is if he does get Mairon down, does Mairon get up or does he struggle like the other guys did on The Ultimate Fighter? I'm gonna. I've been back and forth with this fight. Kaan has showed me, man, this is a hard fight. If I were betting on this fight, I would probably lean Awfully. But as a prediction, for now, I've been back and forth, like I said, on this fight. So don't take my prediction right now as final. Check my page, my Instagram page on fight day. I'll have my final prediction posted on my story. Um, but yeah, for now it's gonna be Myron Santos. I think Santos. Oh, man, this is such a hard fight to call. I think Santos is gonna stuff the takedowns, land the better shots, potentially get a KO. He put a beating on his last opponent. He's been training really hard at Extreme. Um, I'm gonna go with Myron, but you never know, man. This is a hard fight. Ofli is very good, very technical on the ground. Yeah, but yeah, I'm really excited for this one. Tough finale. We'll see how it plays out. Moving on, we got the other tough finale. We have Ryan Loder taking on Robert Valentin. Robert Valentin is an absolute psycho, absolute savage. This man is well rounded, dangerous everywhere. He's got solid grappling, solid striking. The problem with his weakness is Ryan's best asset is his wrestling. He will get stuck on bottom. Has got stuck on bottom before. Um, he got TKO by Evil Aslan, and Aslan is honestly not that great. He's just a heavy-handed dude. Ryan Loder is not good on the feet. He's okay, but his strength is wrestling, and he trains with absolute savages, like Hernandez, like Max Griffin. Like he trains with good guys. Um, the problem with he's a wrestling coach for Team Alpha Male. The thing with Ryan Loder is, uh, how does he deal? I think he wins, but it's a hard fight. And if he doesn't get finished, I think it's finished. If you're gonna play this fight, I would play finish only, Valentin, and then Loder would probably win the fight. And when he does, it's gonna be probably by decision. So I'm gonna go Ryan Loder by decision, but Valentin is very dangerous. Um, I just I worry about his get ups and I worry about his wrestling. I think Loder can grind him out, and yeah, we'll see how it plays out though. Definitely not betting on this one. This is a very volatile fight. I know I say that a lot, but like I said, 80% of these fights are meant to be skipped. You do not want to pre-bet most of these. You can get better odds live. Um, yeah, be careful with some of these fights, man. But I'm gonna go with Loder. It's not a very confident pick, but I gotta go with Loder here. Um, yeah. Moving on, we have Tabitha Ricci versus Angela Hill. Okay, Angela Hill is she's just improving still in her late career from being pretty much 13 what was it 13 and 13 at one point to now 17-13. Even though that's not a pretty record, she still is doing the damn thing. She is absolutely killing it. 30 fights, going on 31 fights in the UFC, or not the UFC, but as a pro. She is absolutely game as it comes. She is a veteran. She knows how to put it together. She's a much better striker than Tabitha Ricci. The problem with Ricci that I think is she has power to rock Hill, and I think she can win big moments. Women's MMA is very funky. Tabitha Ricci has a better grappling. Angela Hill has been trying to, get comfortable using her grappling. Honestly, I think this is a very competitive fight. I got to go with Angela Hill, but it's a competitive fight, and I have no interest in betting this fight. I see split decision all over this fight, and honestly, I think Ricci is by. I know it's a controversial opinion, but I think she's the baddest girl on the roster, and I'm not talking about skills. Everyone knows what I'm talking about. She's with a cool dude, Callum Walsh. I met him in Vegas. He was a nice guy. Um, but yeah, he has got the baddest girl on the roster. So honestly, I don't care who wins. I met both of them. I think they're both cool. But yeah, we'll see who can prevail in this. I don't know in this. I want to say contenders match, but in this, you know, it's an awful cold main event, but it is what it is. Moving on, we got the main event. We got Kyle Borralho. Borralho. Can't even say his last name. Um, he's taking on Jared Cannonier. This should be a layup for Borralho. Cannonier is 40 years old. Could he screw it up? Yes. Cannonier is still a cardio freak at his old age. I don't know how that's possible. MMA lab. I wonder how. Not gonna get into it. Could only speculate. But yeah, Kyle Borralho. I think he is a savage. Hits hard. Um, good footwork, good fight IQ, solid grappling. You know, the only issue I worry is his cardio is a bit suspect. He looked very tired versus Petrosian. I don't know if it was fatigue or he was getting hurt on the feet. But Cannonier hits like a truck. And I could see this fight getting interesting in the later rounds if it does get that far. I'm going to go with Caio getting it done within the first three. But honestly, I could see a world where Jared breaks him later as the fight goes. But for now, I'm going to go with Caio. I think Caio's the guy. He has shown me no reason to fade him, no reason to doubt him, especially against a 40-year-old Jared Cannonier. I think Cannonier is past his prime, and unless he is on sauce, I don't think he can, outwork a young gun like Kyle Borralho. But yeah, I got Kyle here. Kyle's my guy. Um, Not much else I could say about this card. It's a decent card. If I can give you guys my top five predictions, Kong Wang obviously number one, Michael Morales obviously number two. Um, I like Reese number three, Borralho number four, and I would say Fletcher number five, or no, that's a hard decision. I'll go Cavalcanti. No, yeah, I'll go Fletcher. Alrighty, guys, like, subscribe. You know the drill. I'll catch you next time. Like, subscribe. Don't forget. Peace, guys.